I've been teaching at Landmark for 18 years, and about the last 10 years I've been teaching second grade. And I feel like that my purpose at Landmark is to help mold little children to know about Christ and how to interweave that into their biblical worldview as far as math, science, English.
I feel like I've lived two different lives because I was an air traffic controller for 25 years. I retired from that, and then right after that started working part-time at Landmark, and I get to work with young musicians and praise leaders, and I love it. My family has been at Landmark for about 20 years. I think we started in about 95. My daughter, Mary Michael, was in the 6th grade at that time, and she's a graduate of Landmark. And then our other daughter, Meg, is a graduate of Landmark also. And now we have 3 more at Landmark. Becky has been teaching here for how many years? 15 years? 18 years. And I've been teaching part-time, working with the praise band for the last 7 or 8 years. When our oldest daughter was at Landmark, she went on the Honduras mission trip with Heidi and Alan, with the Landmark team, and got really interested in missions at that time. So because of the Landmark mission trip, Mary Michael was able to go on a mission trip with our church to Guyana. And it was in Guyana where she met Davy. When she met Davy had just gotten to the home, the children's home there, and she was 2 years old. And so she fell in love with Davy, went back for 5 years in a row and just always reconnected with Davy and her brother and sister. And she came home after the 5th trip and said, they're totally adoptable, these children are now. And we went down the next year and met them and just fell in love. It was instant. It was, if you saw the videos, I mean, they're just laughing, and it was great. So we pursued it and just went through the process, and here they are, part of the family. Can't imagine the family without them, can you?
No. When we were praying about whether or not to adopt them, I think one of the things that God convicted me about was the fact that we had raised 2 really godly women and that had graduated through Landmark and had been part of this community. And as we were praying through it, I just thought we had a lot to offer in the way of a family and of a community. Amazing part of our story was when we came in and landed at the Atlanta airport after 3 weeks of being in Guyana. I know there were over 200 people at the airport, mostly from Landmark Christian School, that met us. And I don't know if I will ever forget that escalator ride up with the 3 children and the signs and the welcoming and all of that we received when we brought them home. It wasn't us that just brought them home. I felt like we had a whole community that brought them home.
When I first got here, I was kind of scared at first, not having a family down in Guyana, but now I did have a new family that I could talk to, and a mom and dad that would love me, and I was scared at first, but then happy because I knew that they would take good care of me. I'm involved in art with Miss Eden. She has really pushed me to make my art really come to life. I'm also involved in cheerleading. I saw all the varsity cheerleaders get to be captain, and I really wanted to do that, and my coach picked me. My favorite subject in school is science because I like to learn more about the earth and like animals and
The body.
the body. Yes, the digestive system. I want to be a scientist or a science teacher when I grow up.
The teachers are like very friendly and loving and always supporting you in your schoolwork, even though it might be hard if you don't understand anything. I'm involved with piano, and Miss Perkins has been an inspiration of doing something that I never thought I would actually be doing. It's really great to just express yourself and what you're doing because it just makes you feel free. My favorite subject would be social studies because I like the history of the United States. Being in a new country, you need to know what's going on in your country. So that I like social studies.
At Landmark, I'm involved in sports, football. I got to come together as brothers in football.
And it's also fun to have a son play sports because I had all girls before. So his 18 touchdowns he scored this last season.
And it is nice to have another guy around the house too, while all these girls I have. So.
My favorite subject at school would be math. You can push yourself to learn more.
I don't really think without the teachers that we had specifically placed in their lives at the time that they taught them, I don't know if they would be as successful as they are today, because we just had teachers that were more like friends that came along and helped fill a lot of gaps and spent a lot of time. And it's just quite an amazing story to think that a school wrapped around 3 children.
Yes, and not only the teachers, but when we say the Landmark family, even the parents of the other children at the school have just become part of. I mean, we couldn't do what we do with these children without them. I mean, we've just had support. You know, when they say it takes a village to raise a child, we can testify to that, and so Landmark is family to us. My name is Mike Joyner.
I'm Becky Joyner.
I'm Davy Joyner.
I'm Amy Joyner.
And I'm Brian Jordan.
And we are Landmark War Eagles.